so Steve, the floor is yours. Please tell us about your life.
In August of 2012, I was a new mayor, 4 months on the job. I had just retired from a private sector job, 25 years. And I thought Oak Creek would be a job that, a city I lived in for a long time, but it was a job, I'd be running meetings, I'd be doing the things that small city mayors do. And then of course we had a mass shooting in August of 2012. I woke up that day, I went to my garden, which, you don't know this, but I have a large garden that I go to a lot in the summer, and I hang out there in the mornings. I come back home, sit on my couch, I get 2 phone calls, fire chief, police chief. The second call says, this is significant, it's a mass shooting in Sikh Temple, Wisconsin, and Murphy has been shot. And if you don't know who that is, it's Officer Brian Murphy, who was shot more than a dozen times, basically everywhere in his body by the shooter. And showed up at the temple that day. Since that day, 5 years ago, 5+ years ago, I've made it a personal mission to talk about what happened, to talk about issues like diversity, why we shouldn't hate people because they look differently. I'm also a product of immigrants, in this case Sicily, my grandparents. And one of the things, when I go around the country talking about this, that's common is, we have not learned the lesson of immigration in this country. No matter what group it is, whether it's the color of their skin, the religion they have, whatever difference there is, every wave of immigration causes consternation and violence in many cases. And it goes back throughout our history. We have not learned that lesson. So when I speak to groups, large and small, across the country, I talk about what I learned. Pre-shooting, pre-August of 2012, Oak Creek was a very traditional suburb. You don't know, it rings Milwaukee, it's on the southern edge, right next to the airport. Minimal diversity. Very lily-white community. And I wouldn't say that Oak Creek was on anyone's radar for much of anything. And all that changed, of course, in August of 2012. One of the things that was important to me as someone who had worked in communications and public relations and media was that I wanted to tell the story in a different way. I didn't want to be a city that was defined by a mass shooting and all the negative connotations that are associated with that. And I actually put this on our banner on our city's Facebook page. We will not let this tragic event define our community. And we chose a path that said, we're not going to accept it. So what does that mean? Right after the shooting, we had a vigil, and it wasn't my idea. It was actually the Sikh community, some of their youngest members. So we want to tell the stories of people who were killed, told by the family members of those people. Oak Creek is a city of at the time, about 35,000 people. It's larger now. One of the fastest growing cities in Wisconsin, actually. So we gathered in a park 2 days after the shooting, and I was against the idea because at the time we didn't know what else might happen. And here we were going to gather, turns out about 8,000 people in a city park. And we already had a police department that was strapped, and law enforcement was busy doing lots of other things related to the shooting, but we did it. And that showed me 2 days after the event why communication, why understanding, and education, frankly, about other groups in our community was important. Before the shooting, I knew where the Sikh Temple was. I don't think I ever met one member of that Sikh Temple. That's on me. As my former police chief says, if you're a mayor of a city, or a village president, or whatever, you need to know everyone that lives in your community. That means you go out and meet those folks. You understand what their concerns are, what they're about. That's on me. That week, Pardeep talked about the fact that they wanted to use this as a teaching opportunity. We embraced that. So for the first 2 weeks, we met nearly every day with every agency you can think of, Department of Justice, local law enforcement, schools, members of the community, mayor, police chief. And really it was a simple question: what do you need from us? And they would often say, how can I help you? Which is kind of an amazing thing too. They just had gone through a mass shooting. So we will not let this tragedy event define us. What does that mean beyond that? We started to understand why diversity was important. I mentioned in my comments that night at the vigil It makes communities better and stronger. Lots of people talk about diversity. You've got to really dig in to understand why that is. When you start to hear the stories of people that are different than you, for whatever reason, it makes it so much harder to hate that person. I use this example a lot in speeches. We are a community, frankly, it's way too common. When you go to work, you come home, you go up your driveway, the garage door goes up, you park your car, garage door goes down, you watch TV all night, usually one channel. Repeat that cycle over and over again. Not understanding or getting to know the people that live in your community. That's not healthy. So we use this as inspiration to have many community events. We started an interfaith group where we brought in, at the time we had 26 different faith groups in the city. We would bring in their leaders, folks in our community, and we would say, how can we bridge this and make all of us kind of understand each other? And that continues to this day. We started to have these things called Amazing Faiths dinners, where somebody would host a dinner in a community, 14 people, never knew each other before, we would have a meal, and then you would sit down and you would answer questions one at a time, and as one person was answering that question, everyone else listened. And Pardeep and I have been on a couple of those. It forces you to listen and understand. When you're talking about hate in communities, it's really about communication, education, and understanding. Since the shooting, Oak Creek is, I think I heard, the second fastest growing city in Wisconsin. And if you would have told me that in 2012, I would have said, you're crazy. It's one of the fastest economic development areas in southeastern Wisconsin. South Asian population rapidly increasing. African American, Hispanic, in a community that had a mass shooting based on hate. In my mind, that's because we took the right steps after the shooting and responded in the right way. Using the resources of the Sikh community, they worked with us, not against us. To their credit, much of that positive reaction and reinforcement we got was based on the fact that people like Pardeep were part of that community and could help us understand. And folks at the national level, the Sikh Coalition and SOLDEF, told me that night, define this as a hate crime, because that's what it is. And I use that word, or those words, constantly ever since. Diversity matters, but it's not just about talking about diversity. It's understanding that you have to make connections and understand each other. I look forward to your questions, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here with all you folks from law enforcement, high schools, and all the agencies that really matter in this conversation. Thank you.